Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh, Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh.
Nice. So, welcome, episode 1 of the Breaking Bread podcast. My name is Lee.
And I'm Derek.
And, just a little bit about what we're doing. So, what we wanted to do is we wanted to bring the people some joy on their day-to-day lives.
Hey, I like
you
that.
know what I mean? Double entendre.
It is a double entendre.
You feel me? I was going to try to get a triple in there. Mine wasn't thinking fast enough. But basically, what we're here to do is to serve the people by bringing you guys the most interesting, flyest, dopest folks out there and let you know what's going on around us. So today we are here with the illustrious, the one and only Joy Eats World. Hey, my man Derek was like, yo, we got Joy Eats World as our first guest. And I pulled out the phone. I was like, I'm following her. So I'm geeking, right? I'm like, it's a celebrity, bro. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
And here we are. Welcome
TikTok
to the pod.
legend.
Talk to him.
Oh my God.
Talk to him.
IG. I'm trying to think of I couldn't think of a word. Mm-hmm. I was trying to think of a word to use.
You know what that means?
What?
Illustrious. So
Illustrious.
we're going to pass it over to you, Joy. A few minutes. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today. And we want you to kind of give us your handles, tell us how we can find you, and give us a little bit of background about the Joy Eats World brand.
Thank you so much for having me on here. I did not know I was the first one, so I feel extra honored now. You can find me on Instagram at Joy Eats World 22 and on TikTok at Joy Eats World. A little bit, I think it's been like 2 years. In June, it'll be 2 years since I started food blogging. And I just really picked this up during the pandemic. I was bored and exploring all the different restaurants and just trying to help them out because a lot of restaurants had been really transparent about how they had been struggling during the pandemic. So I made it a point to highlight mostly minority-owned businesses, Black-owned specifically. And it just took off. The TikTok came after the Instagram, and for whatever reason, the TikTok boomed.
It's because you don't start working. I saw a post at 11 o'clock this morning. I'm like, we about to see her in an hour. And she posted. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
The work doesn't stop.
Speaking of it, one of the places that you highlighted, we have right here, Taste of Jamaica.
Yes, they don't have an Instagram, which is always a bummer, but I've been eating here for as long as I can remember. It's definitely a hidden gem in Cary for sure that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, I used to live in Cary for years and didn't even know about this spot. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm hungry. I'm looking forward to trying this.
Right.
This brown stew chicken. Like I said, I was looking at oxtails, but you talked me out of it. 'Cause you're right.
Apparently, I didn't get the email, right? The conversation about talking side of the oxtail.
I was just like, there's not a really cute way to eat oxtail, so I'm going to pass this time. But
such an
next
accurate
time.
position.
Maybe
So
next
I
time.
don't know how I'm going to do this, but we'll make an attempt. Good people, let's break bread. Joy Eats World, Lee, Derek, we out here. So while we dig into this Jamaica again, I can't start with oxtails because I've already been warned.
Now, so Joy's World, obviously we know what it is, Boy Meets World. But
Right.
when did it click for you that you wanted to be that?
I feel like it was almost immediately. When I made a food page, I had a blog in the past that I used for my master's program called Joy Meets World. So I already had that going. So as soon as I was like, I'm going to make a food page. And it was just like Joy Eats World, easy.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
It was like
So
instant.
right in the middle of the pandemic.
Right in the middle of the pandemic.
That's crazy.
About
A lot of
June.
people started doing a little bit of everything, honestly. That's the first time I thought about this idea of this podcast, honestly, was during the pandemic. It's just happening now 2 years later, but it's here.
Right.
And here we are.
It's
That's
just okay.
okay.
We're here now. So it's funny that especially during the pandemic, I feel like I know a lot of people who, when you sit in the house a lot, you got a lot of time with yourself and your mind. You're like, I want to do something.
Exactly.
And you can't go out and, watch every show you could possibly watch. You know what I'm saying? Even shows that you typically wouldn't watch during the pandemic. That's one thing we were just talking about.
Right.
Pandemic, it's shows that you watch during the pandemic that you don't watch now because the world's opened back up a little bit.
Exactly.
So it's just the fact that, I've had friends that created businesses. I've had friends that started hobbies that just bring them happiness during the pandemic. So that's dope that you decided right in the middle of it just to start it? And then, like, how was the process with the first couple? Like, did you know who you were going to, or?
No, I think so. It started off on my personal page, and then it got to the point where I was only posting food. So I was like, in my story, I did a little poll, like, should I make a food page? Because at this point, my page is a food page,
Right.
and everybody was like, yes, do it. And then when I made it, I didn't even know that there was this whole huge community of foodies out there. So as soon as I made it and started hashtagging, other foodies in this area started following me, started commenting, reaching out. And then I started looking at their page and seeing the places that they were going to. And I'm like, okay. So I was trying to also, like, you know, go to where they were talking about, but also find some gaps in some areas where there wasn't getting that much spotlight.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, there really is a big community. I think, like you said, that's what this show is all about. Honestly, this podcast is about showing the communities in the area. So, like the food blogging community. The way I was introduced to her was because of Roger. So, Roger sent the connect. Shout out to Roger.
Shout out to Roger.
Raleigh Food Trap. If y'all don't know who that is, follow him
One
at
time,
Raleigh
one
Food
time.
Trap.
Right.
But he's a great guy, man. And he had the warm intro for us, and Joy was like, "Yeah, you know, I had to stalk her a little bit. She ghosted me.
Not really ghost. I did not ghost. I
She ghosted
promise
me for like
you.
a week. I was like, okay,
And
she
well,
ain't
listen, you
gonna
can't
do
be
the
here
show.
talking to strangers, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right, and
the
we
their
had that-
classes taught us a long time ago. You got to be wary out here.
We didn't
So-
have the IG podcast. We didn't have the IG up for
Yeah.
nothing. So that's why
Listen.
I really appreciate you off the strength of just the
Absolutely.
conversation.
No, yeah, Roger had told me about it. For whatever reason on my page, if I'm not like following a page, it will go to like the requests.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm terrible with checking my requests. I try to make sure I do it at least once a week. But yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to explain. I was just joking.
I was like, that's
was
what
just joking.
happened was.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was. As soon as I heard about it, I was like, yeah, I've been on maybe one other podcast.
Okay.
Nice.
And it was like a woman empowerment podcast, so not
Nice.
food related. But yeah, I'm happy to be here for sure.
Awesome. We're definitely glad to have you. So, you know, as we're thinking about some of the things we want to talk about, we got the brand again. That's at Joy Eats World 22. Please go follow. One of the things that we want to know is more about you. So let's talk about when you're not, you know, gallivanting the world, you know, perusing in the delicacies of life and all that good stuff. How do you invest your free time? What do you do when you're not food blogging, when you're not out here socially building your brand?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I have had significantly less free time because what was it? Maybe like November. No, it was like September. I started a new job, so I work at Red Hat now.
Congratulations.
You in tech?
Thank you.
We're in
am
tech too.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't, you know, I'm not a developer or anything. I do corporate comms, so I'm public relations. But like 2 weeks after I started that, Durham Tech had hit me up and was like, would you be interested in teaching like an introduction to public speaking class?
Oh, wow.
So I hear them out, took the meeting, which turned out to be an interview. They were like, we just want to talk with you. It was a full-blown interview. And I was like, I've never taught before, like being straightforward. I'm not going to say that I'm something that I'm not. And they handed me the book and we're like, it's yours.
Congratulations.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have been teaching in addition to working my full-time job. I've been teaching on the side, which
Oh,
has
that's dope.
been, I mean, I wouldn't say strenuous, but the students have a lot of questions. So my emails are always full of people being confused and having to, you know, explain and connect with students. But when I'm not doing that, I don't even know. I'm mostly spending time with my family, my sister, my nephew, my son. I like to work out, so I do like Zumba classes. I try and go to the gym in the morning because if I don't do it in the morning, I'm just
It's
not
not
gonna
getting
do
done.
it. I'm not gonna do it. My motivation just like completely goes off the wayside as soon as the
Joyce
morning.
say, listen, when the price is right, come on. If I ain't already been in the gym.
I'm like,
You know what I'm talking about? Drew Carey
I'm
ain't
not
on that
going.
screen. It ain't happening.
ain't no way I worked all day and I'm gonna go work out.
And then go
There's
work out.
There's just no way.
That's
I do
works
both.
back to back.
I do both. So, well, this week I've been working out literally it's 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning.
Ooh, that's really.
Yeah, I know. And I've been going to bed like 9:30 for some reason. I don't know why. I have no
You don't?
excuse. Yeah,
I was like, you waking up that early? That makes sense.
You're right. Yeah.
You know, so you in the bitch at 4:55 at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you wonder why you tired. It's 9:30, sure way I'm
I
tired.
sure, dog, I went to bed at 8:30 2 nights ago. It was 8:30. I'm like, man, I'm about to hit this bed. And I legit went to bed at 9 o'clock. I'm like, dog, I ain't that old yet. I ain't that old yet.
It's about that time.
It
I've
is
been
about
telling
that
folks,
time.
I'm like, day parties, you know,
Yes.
brunch, great. But as soon as you talking about going out at night, around 11 o'clock, I'm already like
Thank
ready
you.
to sleep.
If you say, hey, we going out at 11 o'clock, that means you told me 2 weeks prior. I got naps set up the whole week beforehand. Because if we're going out at 11, that means we're not at least stopping until 2, 3.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And I will leave you in the middle of
Right.
the party.
I tell you, like I tell my homeboy, my Uber on the way. I don't know
Always.
what y'all finna do, but my Uber, I'm finna get in this Corolla and slide to the house because it's 2:30. And y'all talking about some
Absolutely.
Waffle House too? I got waffles at the crib. I ain't got time for that.
Absolutely.
And I love Waffle House. Shout out to Waffle House. But look, bro, like
Yeah.
I'm tired. In my brain, I'm 27, but I'm not though. So
You know what it really is, though? This is what I think it really is for us. We're adults now, and we know the next day is real life stuff. We don't
Real
have
life
that day to
stuff.
recoup. Like, I'm not going to do nothing. We got to wake up and actually...
like I tell him at work, my 3-year-old don't care about your meeting being at 10 o'clock.
Right.
Fast.
Just
My
like,
fast.
like she ain't studying none of that. Like, cool. So we going outside and playing kickball and all.
Right.
You got to be on the phone. All right, bring the phone with you.
Yeah, I'm like,
Exactly.
I could legit be having a really good time at the party, and whoever with me, they be like, "You ready to go?" I'm always ready
Yes.
to go.
I'm always like the answer
You
is
have to-
yes. I've been ready to go.
I've been ready
Right.
to go. We could be at the house getting dressed, and they be like, "You ready to go?" We can stay here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's canceled. Oh,
I
so
always send that follow up
PJs.
text like, "Hey, you still trying to?" And as soon as they're like, I'm kind of, you know what? Good.
don't
Yep.
worry about it.
Don't even worry
Right.
about it. That's that Court of
Okay.
Appeals text.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you sure?
Nothing beats sitting at home in some lounge clothes,
Talk
just chilling.
cool, man.
Just
Cool.
chilling.
But that's why I like the day parties, like Joy said, the day
Exactly.
parties,
So
the
I can
brunch,
just-
right? So I can get some oysters at 2:30. You know what I'm saying? 2, 3
Mm-hmm.
hennies, party until 5, go home, right? And still be in bed before the ABC 11 Not Witness News at 11 come on. For real?
Absolutely.
Listen, I watched Jennifer Garner and them go to sleep, wake up the next day and be an adult.
Yes.
Sign me up.
It's certain nights, like the night we were all at Greta House. Like that night was fun. Like it was a later night. I think we stayed till about maybe
Maybe midnight.
midnight. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, it ain't no problem. But some people be like back to back. I'm like, what you doing? What you doing, dog? You ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. Like
That's my thing.
What you doing?
Exactly.
Especially with kids. Like you said, you got a 3-year-old, I got a 5-year-old. I know you said you had a son too. So
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a friend that keeps inviting me to this. I can't remember what it's called, but like basically it's like a open mic night. It's always every Wednesday. I can't remember the
Little
venue.
Big City.
Yeah,
I know exactly.
and I'm like, my life doesn't work like this.
Right.
Like it's Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I need to wake up at 6:30. I'm like, this is never
It's
going to
too-
be a good time.
Yeah.
Like it looks fun,
It is fun.
but I'm gonna be there for like an hour and then be ready to leave.
That's what I'm saying. Like I have to truly plan for it.
Right.
Right.
Like you have to have the cachet of nap points built
Right.
before I go up in there on a Wednesday night. But I've been out there. It is a ball. You know, shout out to
Yeah,
Nito.
it looks so fun.
Yeah, it's a ball, and the band is amazing. You know, I've seen several of their shows.
They're doing
Awesome
our
brothers.
theme song, our
Yeah.
intro song.
Breaking
That's
news.
dope.
Yeah.
Breaking
Wow.
news. Shout out to Nito one more
Shout out to
time. I
Nito.
see y'all.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go then. I'm gonna really have to plan for it.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great
And they
vibe.
do weekend shows too. So like
Okay.
when they have a show on Friday or Saturday, I'm in there and it's a great time.
The Wednesday they played, well, open mic night was great. They had what I like to deem classic Ratchet. One woman went up there and sung stiletto pumps in the club
Oh, period.
With a live band.
with a live band, and it was great. It was amazing.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
hilarious.
It was amazing. I
'Cause they
felt
sound
every bit
good.
of that. It felt. I was like, this is where I need to
Them
be
boys-
sometime. But how about
They got
Friday?
it.
Yes.
Yeah. Them boys
Exactly.
got
I
it.
was like, Wednesday is just rough for me, but I want to. I'm gonna make it happen.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Breaking Bread on the road Wednesday night, one of these Nito shows.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to go out there one day.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go out there and check out the bros, man. Good people all the way around.
Yeah, it's always a good time. It's never like honestly, even just the ambiance and the people. It's just all love.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's all
vibe
love.
there. Is that even? I bumped into several people there. I'm like, hey, what you been up to?
Exactly. Exactly.
Are y'all gonna perform or you just watching?
Because how many drinks I had.
That's a great perspective. So I'm gonna give you the short answer: be no. But if the catalog includes as a select few of maybe some Ross, you know, something like that, I could be convinced.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna leave that to the professionals. You know, I'm just gonna enjoy.
You got the thing about karaoke. You got to pick the right song.
That's right.
Like it has to be a song that everybody can chant to with you.
Right.
Right.
Like if you out there singing by yourself, you picked the wrong song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
This isn't-
When I See You by Fantasia.
Oh yeah,
the
you
group
always
can sing
win.
that.
You
Like
always
everyone
win.
can sing that with you.
Yeah, Nuck If You Buck. Any type of chant thing that's like, oh, this is a hymn in the
Right.
Ratchet.
Absolutely. So, Joe, would you perform? Can we get you one of it? Uh-oh.
That
Breaking news.
would probably take 3 drinks at least, but maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, so you're not saying that's a no,
I'm not saying it's out completely.
but there's some barriers to entry.
Right.
I can dig it.
What's your drink of choice?
So anything tequila based is usually
Yep.
my thing. I like
Nice.
tequila with lemonade if I'm just like doing a quick mixed drink or margarita. It's always classic. But
Nice.
don't
Do you have
know.
a preferred tequila brand?
I do. Obviously Casamigos, but
Because that's a great product.
when that's
is.
out, which it usually always is for whatever reason, Espolon, Terramana is a good one too.
Okay, add it to the list.
I don't know any of those. Okay, I need to add
Okay.
that to my list.
Yeah.
She
They're
just
really
told me
good.
my palate weak. That's what she just told me. But no, it's hard. That's typically what I go to tequila. Sometimes general, LIT. The gin and tonic we had the other night was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
that was my first or second time having that drink. The first time I was the biggest fan. So
Yeah, my wife and I recently discovered gin and tonic on accident. Just one day, because I'm normally a Hennessy drinker, and one day we had it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is pretty good. It was light, it was refreshing, springy, summer. It's not too heavy, so that's what we try to do when we're cooling. But if I'm ever at a bar, like, hey, Lee, can I get you a drink? Just go Henny on the rocks. And I'll just sip on that.
Henny on the rocks. I don't do Henny, man. I do not do Henny.
I was like that too for a minute.
I'm
but-
not a cognac
Except for that
girl.
Henny Black.
Yeah, the Henny Black is special.
Henny Black is different, but just the only time I drink it. But typically, unpopular opinion for me, I do not drink Hennessy. I do not drink Hennessy overall. I'm not gonna say that. It tastes nasty. That's all I'm gonna say.
Retweet.
I love
I
it.
agree.
Hennessy is just Jordan. It's basically just E&J with Jordans on.
Oh my god.
That's exactly what it is. It's just E&J with Jordans on.
Oh boy, that's wild.
I stand by that.
E&J with J's on, bro. I love it. I love it. So, weather's warming up. Hello spring. We're glad to see you, because I'm not a fan of the winter like that.
Right.
So, what events are you looking forward to? What's next for Joy Eats World?
Ooh, I know for sure that I'm going to this event in Charlotte, and it's like a black food truck rodeo that one of the food bloggers had put together. I think that's June 20th. August, I'm going to be in Carnival,
In
the
Canada?
Raleigh Carnival.
Oh,
No, the Raleigh one.
Raleigh
So
one,
there's
okay.
one in Atlanta that the group that I'm going to be with is also participating in, but that's like in June as well, and it's just hot. Atlanta's hot.
yeah.
Their road is a lot longer, and I'm like, I don't want to be out there walking 6 miles. So
Right.
I'm doing the Raleigh one. Excited about that. I'm trying to think of any other events. Usually, I just get randomly invited to events, maybe like 2 weeks out. It's like
Stunning. That's a flex.
when people like,
Run it up.
launching their spring menu, like what is it? Tupelo
Or Tupelo
Oh,
honey.
yeah,
Tupelo honey. Yeah, so they had their spring menu that I was able to try, which was really good. Same with Simply Crave.
That's
So yeah,
nice.
a lot of time the events just like randomly pop up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm free.
Absolutely.
I'll
That's
show
fire.
up.
That
Yeah.
is dope. That's really dope.
Yeah, I'm looking for a few events. I think it's going on right now. I'm not. The Got to Be NC Festival, I think, is going on right now. That's why that track was over there by
By
the fairgrounds. But I enjoy that event every year. That's something honestly for the family you could do. And if you got a taste for fair food that you want to eat, go there. It's amazing. You ain't got to pay to get in. There's no tickets for getting in. You just go in and pay for what you want to do. So
Yeah.
I enjoy that event all the time.
Ooh, that reminds me, the Black Farmers Market. Now that they're in
Yes.
season.
Yeah.
Yes.
I already went to the one that was in Durham, and I usually volunteer. I'm usually like the setup crew, so I can get there early, set up, hit the vendors before anybody else shows up,
That's right.
and then leave before it gets too hot. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to going to the
Yeah, I went to my first one last year. Yeah, it was last year. It was one. I think it was one before the last one I went to. It was my first time off of Rock Quarry. It was really dope. First of all, I didn't know they did all that over there.
Yeah.
But it's really dope. It was good food. I made RSV cakes out there, the cheesecakes. That
Love
was my
them.
first. Yeah, I know. That was my first time eating them. We connected after that, and I brought them a sweet potato pie when they were at the Midtown Farmers Market in Northfields.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, they should have a big announcement coming up.
Oh, good. Oh,
I'm not gonna
shoot.
say anything else,
I
but
I got you.
they should have a big announcement coming up. So look out for that.
Oh, that's good. I'm just wondering now. I might have to hit y'all with RSV. But congratulations already. So
Yeah, right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Big congrats there. So another thing we wanted to bring up, we have this little segment for you.
Okay.
Total surprise.
Oh,
We
Lord.
call it 2 shots and 1.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask you 3 questions. And we just want your straight up answer, right?
Okay.
We're going to have a little fun with this one. So the first one, what's your favorite food spot when you're on the way home
Okay.
from a long day? So let me paint the scene for you, right? You went to Red Hat all day, right? You've been in here working with these wonderful tech folks, doing what you need to do. You're driving, traffic on 440, horrible, right? Something
Right.
that, car broke down, people aren't looking, you're tired. What's the spot that's going to make that day better for you?
I would have to say Los Lobos taco truck off of Glenwood. They're always in the same spot in that gas station every
by the
time.
McDonald's?
It is near, it's near the McDonald's. It's at a gas station
Yeah.
though, but
Okay.
yeah, it's easy. So you can just come right off of Glenwood and like get right back on. They usually have it out quick, and the tacos are just amazing.
What do you order?
I get carne asada and sometimes chorizo if I'm feeling
Oh, that
it.
sounds
Depends.
amazing.
And then I'll get a chicken one for my son because that's all
Yeah.
he eats. But
Yeah.
yeah, gotta
Oh,
get
it's
the
all
orange
good.
sauce. They have like 3 different sauces, and the orange sauce is like hot, but not like bearable. The red sauce is like super spicy, which
Really?
I can handle. I'm like half Caribbean, so I can handle it. But like a lot of
You
people
have to
are
be
just like
prepared for it.
Right. I try to tell people, I'm like, oh, it's really spicy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I'm a medium spice guy. Like,
Right.
I like it where I like heat, but it shouldn't overcome the taste of the food for me.
Exactly.
That's when it was like I look forward to compliment instead of burn my mouth off. I don't know why people enjoy that. Like, oh, I need to sign a waiver? No, I
Yeah.
don't want to try that. I don't want to try. That don't interest me at all.
Exactly.
If I got to put my signature on a legal document to eat this chicken,
Right.
I'm going to just go to Bojangles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just do that.
Exactly.
I'm going to just do that. I know that's right. So second question on 2 shots and when we're here with Joy Eats World at Joy Eats World 2022, not 2022. Joy
21,
Eats
the people
World
have it.
22. The second question is, what's your favorite brunch spot?
Ooh, okay. This one's interesting because I feel like it depends on Raleigh and Durham.
Give me one for both.
Okay. I would say for Durham, it has to be True Flavors. However, they don't have that expansive of a like brunch drink menu. So if I'm looking to like drink, then that would probably have to be It's a Southern Thing kitchen and bar in Durham for sure.
It is good. It's good
I
stuff
never
out there.
been there.
It's right beside Nutanix.
Yeah.
Really?
Literally next door.
And then Raleigh, I like Parkside, and they have a good like little drink
heard
mimosa
about
flight.
Parkside.
But like their food, I wouldn't say their food is like phenomenal, but like the vibe, the drinks, they always have a good playlist. Like it's always some like 90s hip hop going on where you
Right.
can like really just like
Just-
sing
just-
along.
just
So I'm
vibe.
like, I like that one in Raleigh.
Yeah, you
good
got Mary J.
vibe,
Blige
doesn't it?
going off. I saw you before, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remind me. You feel me? Mary J. going off. You can't beat that.
Exactly.
Final question in our segment is 2 shots and 1. What's that date spot that you love with that special someone?
Oh Jesus, I don't have a special someone, so this is not the question for me.
So what we'll do, right, is we'll alter it, right? So what's
Okay.
the spot that you would like to spend time in when that happens?
Oh jeez, Lord have mercy.
Ain't no pressure.
I'll tell you my favorite day spot by myself too. Taza Kitchen. I go there.
Ooh,
I go
do
there.
like
It's
Taza.
in Cameron Village. It's a vibe. I like the ambiance. It's some solid food, good drinks.
That is a good place.
I go there by myself sometimes. Real talk, I do. I go there.
No, I like Tribeca Tavern
Yes.
and Carrie. That has some really good, like really underrated food. I can't remember what I think I got like a chimichurri steak, and I got the salmon. Me and my sister had went there. They had really good drinks too, like seasonal, and all their ingredients come from like North Carolina farms, so it's like really
nice.
dope.
Like what source?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. In Durham, I don't know necessarily like date wise. I just be going places. I don't know. I'm like I be going places
Who's
with my
got the
sister,
best
so I'm like,
ambiance, right? Like, think about it like that, the vibe. Like, for
Yeah.
example, have you guys ever been to Perry's?
Yes.
Perry Steakhouse.
yes,
I've
Something
never
like
been
that.
to Perry's, but yes, people talk about it all the time.
I love the ambiance,
it's
right? Like, that was a
really
giant glass wall that collapses. You can see it now. I mean, you're looking at Crabtree, but, I mean, it's better than being inside the building.
Right.
Stuff like that. The decor is kind of next stuff. I like them. And there's a spot in North Hills called Rosewater.
Okay.
It
I know what you're
is
talking about.
The food
Rosario
is
Kitchen.
amazing, and the service. You know, we were chopping it up with the bar manager one day. He was really nice. The drinks were great. The food is great. If you get the chance to go to Rosewater,
See,
I need to go there.
I've been
good.
past it. You know, of course, there's so many other things there, but I never actually went in.
Right. I see it every time I go to Stir, and I'm like, we should have gone there.
I like Stir too. But Rosewater is, once you get past that, you know, that ivy canopy, but when
Right.
you walk in, it's very nice. It's
Isn't
very
it like small though? Like
It is small.
Okay, because every time I see it, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
it's
to
bigger.
wait.
It's bigger than you think, but it is small.
It does look like a little hook compared to everything around it, like
Right.
skyscrapers and the
And that's the
hotel.
thing.
So.
But when you walk in there,
Yeah.
totally
See, I
different
never walked in
situation.
there.
I mean,
Exactly. I'll be
right,
like-
because you go past the ivy wall, where the plants are growing, but there's like a water feature in there. There's like tables outside, and they have an indoor space. It's kind of like reminds you of like a French cafe type of vibe.
How's the drinks?
Got you.
Oh, the drinks are good. The food is good. The service is very good. They had, I want to say, Bellinis for brunch. My wife and I went one day, and the Bellinis are really good. The bar manager was really cool. It was all around 10 out of 10. Would recommend. If you got a chance to go out there, definitely check them out.
I'm gonna have to check them out
Yeah.
next time I go.
I
out
feel
there.
like, have you been to Seoul Korean barbecue? That would probably be a good date night spot.
I haven't. Where's that?
It's in Cary, and Korean barbecue, so it's like where you like actually you
Yeah.
get the meat, the veggies, and everything.
Oh, yes.
And like cook in front of
grill
you.
it. Nice.
It's over there in that plaza. I think I know what you're talking about. I've been there. Well, I've been to a Korean spot out there in Cary off of Crossroads. Is it over there in Crossroads? Or
I think the one you're talking about in Crossroads is the hot pot place, like So Hot.
maybe
It's like different. I mean, it's the same concept except that one's with like broth instead of like the grill.
Oh no, it was a grill from. the one
Oh,
I went
okay.
to. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. My homegirl set it up. We was like, let's try it out. So we went out there at 8, and it was amazing. It was. I can't
It might
remember.
have been. It probably was Seoul then. I don't know. There's not that many Korean barbecue places around here.
Yeah. So the event in Charlotte, you said it's a food truck rodeo? Mm-hmm. Really? So I'll be in
Yes.
Charlotte the weekend of May 20th for the Dessert Wars. That's going on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That
so I'm
sounds
really
amazing.
yeah, it's a. I don't know if you know about. Have you heard of the Dessert Wars?
No, I haven't.
So what? Roger told me about it first.
Shout out to Roger.
Yeah, it's a massive event where they highlight unique desserts and things like that. I talked with the owner of it. He said, "Yeah, I want you on. I'm bringing the tube right there." But it just
That's
sounded like a
dope.
fun event. So I looked at their website and I looked at their IG. It's an amazing event, and I'm looking forward to it as well up in Charlotte. But I have to double back for that food truck.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, I think the food truck is happening June 11th that weekend.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be in there. My friend lives in like South End. So she's like, come down whenever. Like I'm not doing
That's
anything.
even better. You ain't even got to pay for a room. Just
Exactly.
More
Just-
life.
right.
More life. Let me leave one more time. More life. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear.
Go out and do it, man. But that's so with the. When did you realize in your and posting it like, hey, I got something like, hey, people coming, like people watching, people responding, and things like that.
That was probably like maybe 6 months in,
Yeah.
where I was like, wow. At this point, like I have more followers that I don't know than like my friends. When I first made the page, I put it on my personal page. I was like, follow my food page, and you know, some of my friends that followed me over there came to my food page just to support. But then I started getting like random strangers, and I was like, people actually care about my opinion. People have been asking me if I've tried places, like they'll DM me, and I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Like I just thought this was going to just be a documentation of places I went that nobody cared about other than my friends and family. And then I started getting like invited to like food events, maybe around 2,000 followers on Instagram. I started getting invited to food events. And then, like I said, TikTok blew up so quick that I was like, this is crazy. Like I had no idea how it even happened. I want to say, I know the first Black Farmers Market video that I posted really popped off, but I can't remember what TikTok it was that like really
Took you
What-
off.
Sent you
Like,
to the moon. Yeah.
yeah. I know the Barriqua Soul one that I did was super popular too. And I had went back there, and I never really see the impact, but the owner was like, this is the girl that made the TikTok. And I was just like, what? And they showed me this mural, and they're like, honestly, you probably paid for this mural with how many customers had just came from TikTok. And I was just like, that's great. Like,
That's dope.
Yeah.
that's all I wanted. I don't do
Exactly.
it to get paid. Like, I have a job. That's why I talk about, sometimes on my story, I go into rants and I'm like, I don't care about people unfollowing me. Like, I'm not here. This is not my job. It wasn't even really a side hustle. Like, it wasn't intended to be a side hustle. I was like, I just wanted to, help the businesses, get more customers. Everybody's so used to their normal spots. And I just wanted people to, see what was out there. But now it's turned into this and got me on this podcast.
Well, it's something you said, like you said, you did it for you. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, when you're doing stuff, you need to make sure you're doing it for you and how you want to do it. Because if you're doing it for other reasons, then it might work sometime, but long term, it's going to fall. So when you're doing what, like you said, we're doing this podcast, we're doing it how we want it. This is our first episode. It might change up a little bit next episode. Who never knows what happens.
Exactly.
But like you said, we're doing it because this is something we want to do. We want to do something for community, just like you.
Exactly.
So.
Right.
Exactly. We want to show the world. We want to show people, the dope people that are right here with you, and the things that they're doing, right? And how they're providing value-add services, right? Like what you just described is a value-add service. Hey, you pay for this mural because of the people that you brought in through your influence. And, and we want to highlight really great people in the community doing exactly that because it's the spot that we're in. So Joy, it's been a pleasure. We're going to close it out like this with one more segment. Play one more little game with us. We call this one Big Positive Energy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to give you 60 seconds. So long. It's a long time, 60 seconds at the very least. And what you're going to do, you're going to run it up. So you're going to talk about things you're proud of, things that you like, things
Oh my God.
It's all about Joy Eats World right now.
Right. See, this is something me and him be doing. Like, we have moments when we chilling. I'm like, hey, man, talk your ish, man. Talk about what you done. You don't never talk about it. Like, you got to gas your friends up because it seems like now when people are proud of something they do, people look at it like you're bragging. It's not necessarily bragging or even talking down about you. It's just I'm proud because I did a lot of work that a lot of people didn't see.
Exactly.
And everybody's so focused on what didn't happen. You need to focus on the wins, what you did.
And who's going to be mad? And a little shot of endorphins here with some good news, right? We're here to give you good news. And Joy's going to give it to you. Big positive energy running right now.
My goodness.
60 seconds on the clock. Run it up.
Where do I even begin? Okay.
Start from the genesis, from the beginning.
I would definitely say one of my proudest moments is, finishing college, being a student athlete, because that was hard. And for those people that have been student athletes, whether it was D1 or D2, y'all know that it was a struggle. So, and then that struggle doesn't end because you graduate college and you don't really have anything on your resume because all you've been doing is playing your sport, right? So for years, I went through a lot of different jobs trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I wasn't qualified for anything, so it was like admin assistant. I did leasing at different rental properties, which I knew I didn't want to do that. But then I went back, got my master's, mind you. I went back and got my master's when my son was like 2 years old. So I got this was all in 2019, got my master's. Lost 40 pounds, got my job, my first job in tech.
Run it up. Run it up.
Drop 40 pounds, gain 40 grand. You know what I'm saying?
Bars.
Bars.
Yes, so 2019, oh, geez, Lord have me. 2019 was a really big year for me. And I would just like to say that this food blog is actually like a dream come true. Like, everybody asked me what my dream job would be. And I'm like, who dreams to work? But my dream job would be to get paid to travel and eat, like to just try different foods and highlight them. And I feel like this food blog is just like a mini version of my dream. So I'm happy about it.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Big positive energy. Thank you for that.
I love that segment.
Thank you. We appreciate it. So I got to ask you this, if you don't mind. So where did you go? What schools did you graduate from?
Okay. Started off at Boston College.
Nice.
My coach resigned. She had like health issues.
Oh, no.
We had a new coach that I wasn't feeling. So transferred to University of Delaware. And that's where I graduated from. And then I got my master's fully online with Queen's University of Charlotte.
Nice. One of my good friends went to Queen's University as well in Charlotte. What sport did you play?
I play basketball. You can't
tell.
You hoop? Yeah.
Oh, you hoop? So I
used to hoop. I don't know if I still got it. It's been a while. It's been a long while.
I bet you still shoot 50% from three. I know you do.
I was never a three-point shooter. I was a post player. I look like a three-point shooter.
I mean, listen, KD out here shooting, Giannis out here shooting. Yeah. So she said she got that drop step then.
That's what she said. She got that post move
Dream
for you.
shake the, give him some shoulders.
Right.
I was a post player. That's where I kept it. Maybe like a mid-range jump shot.
On the block. So she got the 12 to 15 is on.
Right.
15 footers on deck. Joy Eats World. Really appreciate your time. Tell us one more time, how can we find you out there? For all our
Yes.
followers, let's go follow her immediately. What you got for
Yes,
us?
follow me on Instagram at Joy Eats World 22 and TikTok Joy Eats World, no 22.
That's it.
Yes,
That's
thank
it.
you guys, and you can follow us at Breaking Bread Podcast. Actually, it's not Breaking Bread Podcast.
It is B Bread.
It's B Bread Podcast. The name of the show is Breaking Bread though, but it's B Bread Podcast all across all social handles. YouTube, you can actually find us at Breaking Bread Podcast because this is also recorded for YouTube.
That's right.
So we'll see how that works.
Exactly. So you can find us. You can find us on all major podcast outlets: Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us social. B Bread Podcast, TikTok, Facebook, IG, Breaking Bread Podcast on YouTube. Good people.
Wow.
That's a wrap.